Welcome back, YouTube family. Today's my 1-year anniversary on YouTube and I am so excited, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, all of the original subscribers and all of my brand new subscribers. Thank you all for watching my videos, liking them, leaving comments in the comment section, and sharing and helping me to grow my channel. On today's episode, we are going to be making candy-themed Christmas decorations. And one of the Christmas decorations that we are going to make, my new friend Kathy over at Craft Creations by Kathy had some stash laying around and she didn't know what to do with all of it. So she brought me a couple to see if I could do something with it on my YouTube channel. So we did make a very special craft with those. Actually, they're sitting right here. But you will see those here in a little bit at the end. So without further ado, let's get to crafting. And before we do that, I just want to say thank you all so very much for helping me grow my channel. I am so excited how much my channel has grown this week, and I just really want to say thank you. Thank you all so much. Now, let's get to crafting. DIY number 1. Our first craft is going to be peppermint lollipops. You'll need these styrofoam wood rounds, these paper straws, some bamboo skewers, and some paint. I went with the Apple Burl red apple paint. For this part, I just kind of eyeballed the center of these rounds. You could get out your ruler and measure. I didn't, because when you look at a bag of peppermints or any kind of peppermints or candy canes, the stripes really aren't ever the exact same. Now I started out with a soft brush and found out here in a little bit, you'll see I will switch out my brushes because a stiffer brush works so much nicer on getting your lines cleaner on the outside of the red. And I just put a little color where I will be painting so that later on I don't get messed up and end up painting the wrong sections of the peppermint. Now here's where I switch out for a stiffer bristled brush, and then I just go in, and you can see the process on painting the styrofoam goes so much quicker with the stiffer painted brush. I have slowed down my videos. It is sped up still because this did take a while, but instead of me speeding it up to 5 times the speed, I've only sped it up to 2.5 times the speed. So let me know if this is better, and I will continue to use this. If you think it should go a little bit quicker, let me know. Or if you think I should still slow it down, let me know by leaving comment in the comment section. So whenever I get the top part of these done, the sides are pretty easy. All you do is just follow the line straight down like I'm doing here. And you can see it's a nice clean line with the stiffer brush. I'm not sure that I would have gotten such a clean line on the side had I used that soft bristle brush. And I do the same thing on both of the styrofoam rounds. Okay, once they are done, I take my skewer and I stick it down into the paper straw just to see how much of the skewer is going to stick above it, so I know how far to push my skewer into my styrofoam round. Don't mind the trees and the Santa and the little house. That is another craft I was putting together that day. It is not on this video, and I know this is a little off camera, but I do push it down into where my line is, and then I slide it down in my straw. And I just think that makes it look a little bit more put together and cute. But you can leave yours with just the plain skewer if you'd like that better. You could also use a popsicle stick and stick those down in, but I like the idea of the straw, so that's what I went with, the straw. So once I get the skewers pushed down in, now I do make more than 2 of these, but I just show the video of 2 of them. I do end up making 6, but to keep the paper straw on the skewer, I just add a little hot glue up by the peppermint, and then you can't really see on this one, but I do end up putting a little bit of glue at the very bottom. I think you can see this time when I glue this one. And that's just to kind of double secure. Yeah, I just squeeze a little bit of glue down in the paper straw just to give it that extra hold. And then whenever they're done, I take some Dollar Tree cellophane. I went to $4 Trees to find it. But I found it, so that was a success. And I take my cellophane and I just kind of figure out how much I need to wrap it so that it will cover the lollipop and hang down a little bit below on the stick once I tie my ribbon off on it. And I found for the length of or the width, I should say, of the styrofoam or cellophane, I can fold it in half and then in half again, and that will give me 2 pieces where I can wrap my peppermint lollipops. And I will show you that here. I just take some Dollar Tree ribbon and I just tie that off there at the bottom of the peppermint onto the straw, and there it is. When it's done, I dovetail the end. Now, I don't know if everybody has seen my poll on when you put up your Christmas tree, but I do not put up my Christmas tree until after Thanksgiving, so I had to use my decorative trees that I leave out year round to display my peppermint lollipops. And here they are. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think they turned out adorable, and I think these are one of my favorite. Let me know what you think in the comment section. DIY number 2. This next craft was inspired by Bethany over at Bargain Bethany. She has been making candies out of the Dollar Tree pool noodles, and she does it with a pool noodle, a colored Dollar Tree duct tape, and some hot glue. So this is sort of an inspiration DIY that I put my own little twist on, but I don't decide to do that until I'm halfway through the craft. I start by cutting out wedges from the pool noodles so that when I curl it, I get a tighter curl in the center, because I've seen some that end up being turned into more of an oblong, and I wanted a rounder peppermint. Once I have all my wedges cut out of my pool noodle, I decided at this point that it would be really cool to turn 2 of these into candy canes. So I grabbed these wire hangers that we had laying around, and I just cut the hook part off at the top. And then I tried to straighten out the hangers to the best that I could, but it didn't have to be perfectly straight, because I just shoved them straight down into the center of the pool noodle. And I apologize for how off camera this craft portion is, but with my limited space and my camera angle, I was out of scene or out of the lens for the majority of it, no matter how hard I tried to stay in. But anyway, I shoved that down into the center of the pool noodle, And then I form the candy cane and snip off any of the metal clothes hanger that had started coming out of the top. Then I start with my white duct tape, and again, I will be out of screen a lot of this. I did try to edit in as much as I could, so it might jump around here a little bit. And I just wrap it around the pool noodle at an angle the whole way up. Now, when I get to the top where the wedges are cut out of the pool noodle, there was a little bit of complications, and I believe I left it in with my editing, but the Dollar Tree duct tape twisted and bunched. So to fix that, what I ended up doing was, and you'll see here in a minute if I left it in, I'm pretty sure I did. I just cut the duct tape and then cut off the bunched up piece. There's the bunched up piece. And then just lined it up with the duct tape that was on the pool noodle and finished wrapping the curve of the pool noodle. And I did the same thing to the second one, and I can't believe I did it twice, but I did it twice, and I ended up getting another bunch when I was wrapping it around the pool noodle. But in the end, I think they turned out really cute, and I would make these again. So there was the candy cane, and now we're going to do the peppermint candies with the pool noodle. And these are kind of an all-in-one craft, so I will be showing you them together out on my fence whenever I'm done putting these together for you. So this one here is the peppermint, and I thought to kind of help with the curling of it, I would try to run the tape around where I had the wedges cut out of the pool noodle, but that did not go as planned. So once it's all wrapped, it's time to roll up the pool noodle to make my peppermint. And let me just say, when I watch it on Bargain Bethany, she must have a low temperature glue gun. Mine, I used the high temperature glue gun, and it did melt the pool noodle. So my suggestion to you would be is if you make these, do not use a high temperature glue gun. It will melt your pool noodle. But in the end, I was able to put enough glue between the pieces of tape that I wrapped around, and it held it so that it did not unravel whenever it was dry. Now to hold it so it didn't unravel until the hot glue dried, I used some scrap pieces of ribbon and I tied it. I believe Bargain Bethany uses zip strips. I do not suggest using rubber bands. I did, and the first one unraveled and sent the rubber bands flying, and glue got on everything, and I had a small cleanup session there. Now I used the paint bottle to tighten up the ribbon. I didn't get it tied tight enough, and that's why you see the paint bottle there. But once I had them tied, I went in, and where the tape touched each other, I added some more hot glue, and I did use the Gorilla Glue sticks for this. They have a better hold than the Walmart clear glue sticks. I think the hold also lasts a lot longer than the Walmart clear glue stick, but for little around the house crafts, I do still use the Walmart clear glue sticks. I just haven't tried the Dollar Tree ones. So once they are dry, I remove the ribbon and I just wrap the cellophane around, and I do use the full width of the cellophane, and then I pulled out some of my Dollar Tree ribbon, the same ribbon that I used for the peppermint lollipops, and I just tie the cellophane around the candies, and they are done. Now, to be able to hang them on my fence, I use some clothesline that I bought probably at Walmart, but Dollar Tree does have this plastic clothesline you could use too, or twine. And I pull off sections. I ended up cutting off more sections than I actually needed, but I will not let those sections go to waste. I will eventually use them. Once I have my clothesline pieces cut, I fold them in half, wrap them around where I have the ribbon tied on the cellophane, pull the ends through, and tighten. And here they are. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I think they turned out awesome. DIY number 3. This DIY was a Craft Stash share from my friend Kathy over at Craft Creations by Kathy. She had a couple of these Kleenex tubes laying around and brought me a couple to see if I could use them in a DIY on my channel. Well, since I was doing candy themed, we talked about my using these to make candy pieces that I can put into my tree whenever my tree goes up. I bought this paper at the Dollar Tree, I believe last year at the end of season, and I thought I would just wrap presents with it, but whenever Kathy gave me these tubes, I knew exactly where this paper was going. And to apply it to the tube, I used the Elmer purple glue, the one that goes on purple and dries clear. And I only put a little bit of glue on the ends of the wrapping paper pieces, and then I roll the tube up in the wrapping paper. Now for the ends, I did try to push the wrapping paper down in, but I didn't like how it wrinkled the paper. So I went in with my little scissors that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I put little cuts into the top of the paper, or to the end of the paper, so that I could just apply glue like that and then just push the little pieces of paper down in. Now, if it doesn't stick right away, I was just showing you, you could use the little Dollar Tree craft clips to hold your paper in until it does. Now, where your paper overlaps, you'll have to apply the glue on each layer, but then it just pushes down in, and I do that to both sides and both tubes. Once they are all done, I need to cover the ends so that it looks like a solid piece of candy. So first thing I did was I thought, well, I will just cut the circle out and glue the circle to the bottom, but I was working harder and not smarter. So what I ended up doing, because when I do try to glue this circle onto the bottom, I glued it a little off, so it's kind of just on by the tiniest bit of glue, and I did end up going in with hot glue to glue the paper on the ends. But if I applied the glue on the paper or on the tube and then press it on the paper, I could go in with my little Dollar Tree scissors, because mine are bent a little bit and they just glide right along the edge of the tube at the bottom there. And I do that on both of the tubes. Once both ends are completely covered, I was very pleased that I had just enough. And when I say just enough, there was no scraps left. I literally had just enough cellophane to cover both of these candy tubes. So I was very excited about this. I just took the cellophane and folded it in half and cut it, and then took my candy tubes, rolled them up, and used my Dollar Tree ribbon. I believe I ran out of the Merry Christmas ribbon I had been using, but I had this candy cane ribbon, And I went in with that for these pieces and just tied off the ends to make it look like a piece of candy, and it was done. I did dovetail my ends just like I did with my peppermints and my peppermint lollipops, and here they are. Let me know what you guys think in the description box below. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so that you can choose to be notified every time I upload a video. Happy Thanksgiving!